As marketing agency owners, it is important and imperative for you guys to understand how to automate your content creation or content marketing campaigns. I mean, let's be honest, we didn't all get into this business so that way we could continue working 70, 80, 90 hour plus weeks. So in this video, we're gonna teach you guys about the processes, workflows, and tools that we use to automate a lot of the processes so that way I personally don't have to be involved in every single piece of the campaign so that way it gets created. So stay tuned, we got a good one for you. All right, welcome back everybody and thank you for joining me. My name is Jordan Steen, also known as Serial Entrepreneur, and at this channel we talk all about starting a marketing agency, building a brand, or really just using digital marketing to build any business online. So if you're interested in any of those topics, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell right over here in the bottom right hand corner so we can update you with all of our newest training, resources, giveaways that we do here every single week at my channel. Oh, and P.S. if you're looking to do what I'm trying to teach you guys to do in this video and you want to start automating things, that means you need to start hiring contractors or freelancers or employees. Well, if you stay tuned to the end, we'll give you a $50 credit for free that you can use to hire your first VA. So guys, what is content marketing automation, or what is automating your content marketing campaigns? Essentially, it is building out processes and workflows for your contractors or your employees to follow. So for example, if we get a new blog article that comes in that we need to create for a client, as soon as that happens, we're able to basically set up a job, push that job out to everybody on our team at once who would be involved with that job, and everybody's basically their jobs or their tasks they can get started on instantly without me having to go to each person individually and write up a job description or a campaign description for that specific campaign. So why is this essential? Why do you need to do this? Well, guys, we talk about, again, you not working 70, 80 hour weeks, right? And the trick really is to get yourself out of building the campaigns yourself and hiring experts in each little piece of the campaign so that way they can manage and build out whatever you need for all of your content needs. So what does that allow you to do? Well, as the business owner, now I can focus on getting better hires, building out better processes, putting in better systems in place and tools in place for our campaigns to perform even better for our clients, which means we can make more money and charge more money. Additionally, by doing this, it's actually going to allow you to scale your marketing efforts so that way you're able to bring in more clients without having to necessarily, hire a sales rep. You can do and work on inbound marketing for your business because now you have the time. Now, don't get me wrong, there will always need to be a little bit of hands-on work, whether that comes from the planning or inputting the job into whatever software you use to complete that task. But for the most part, you're going to automate a lot of the process and divvy out, delegate basically jobs to different contractors and VAs using these processes so you can focus on the things that matter. So let's look at a couple tools and resources that we use, and I guess really some of the methodologies that we use as well to automate these campaigns. So guys, one of the biggest things that you can do to automate your processes or automate your content marketing campaigns is make sure that you have new content or new ideas being thrown at you all the time. One of the best ways to do that is with Google News and Google Alerts. So I can actually come in here and let's say I have a client who's in the real estate niche. Well, I can type in real estate Georgia, and now I can create an alert and it's going to send me all kinds of information as it happens about the real estate industry, right? So that way I can come up with ideas or new topics or things that are trending in the real estate industry. Same thing kind of applies to Google News. When I come here, I can come up to the top and type in, let's just say again, real estate in Georgia. So I can actually just do the topic real estate and I can do follow here, and now it's going to send me news articles or new information that come about in the real estate industry. Again, this is automating the content or the research phase of your content marketing planning. I also recommend doing things within your niche, which means you guys are all marketing agency owners, so you need to keep up with information happening in your industry, right? So you also want to do things like digital marketing, marketing agency, things like that, so you can keep up with tools, resources, things like that for your industry. Finally, I'd also recommend having any tools, software, your competitors, or any platforms that you use updated in these tools as well, so that way you can receive all of the information that you're going to need, whether it be about new content, new tools and softwares, updates to those softwares, competitors and what they're doing. It just helps you stay on top really of everything that you're trying to watch. But guys, being timely with content means that you're actually being part of the conversation. So what I recommend doing here is following specific topics and hashtags in an industry. That way you know what is actually happening as it's happening. And then try to create content quickly around those specific topics while they're trending to get that initial surge of traffic. So really quick guys, what are 2 tools or softwares that you use to help automate some of the processes in your business? If you want to win our leave that in a comment below, and at the end of this video, or in a couple of weeks rather, we'll actually pick out one of the comments to win our mentorship program. You'll get 3 free months of our mentorship program. So just let us know, what 2 softwares do you use to try and automate things? So guys, I want you to understand, this is not a completely automated process, but rather it's a workflow or a process, a standard operating procedure that you can use and look at to start getting your content created. So what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to hop over into a couple tools we use, which are Asana and Process Street, and show you what we've done to build out these workflows so that way I don't have to be directly managing every single job. And so that way when we get new content or new ideas, instead of having to go through every single time and manually enter in every single piece of information, we have a bunch of basically form fills that they can go in and put information into, which disperses all of that information to everybody on our team. So let's go ahead and jump over and take a look at that. All right, so you can see the first tool that we have here, which is Asana. And we use Asana for a lot of different things, guys, from internal planning to actual content planning to all kinds of different things. So we're going to go through specifically how to create long form content in this example, so blog or YouTube video. And what we want to look at is the planning stage first. So right, we come into our planning calendar, and what we do over here is we take a topic that we want to build and we put out the premise and some of the structure to the article itself, right? So these are all going to be basically subsections within the article, these top level bullets right here, and then the premise is going to be right up here for the specific article, right? So we're kind of planning out what is going to be included as far as content and also what the topic is going to be. But before you even get to that stage, guys, you don't want to plan 1 week at a time, right? You kind of want to come up with a theme for the quarter. You base your content around that theme for the quarter. Once we finish planning everything here, then we actually have to do a little kickoff. We basically take the task, we put it onto the blog kickoff calendar. And the only reason we do this is because we wanted to actually send this content over to Process Street, because Process Street is where we divvy up all of the tasks for everyone on our team. All right. So once it's moved to the kickoff calendar, all of the information is sent over as far as the premise and the structure that we've built out previously is sent over to Process Street. So now what happens? Well, we have an idea of what the article is going to be about, but we haven't really fleshed out and planned the entire article out. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in over here into Process Street, and what happens is the first task or the first step to this is kicked off. And all of this is pretty much chronological. You can see all of this happens basically step 3 can't happen until step 2 is completed, right? Step 4 can't happen until step 3 is completed. So in this topic information stage, we have our SEO manager come in and they're going to basically structure a title from keywords that they do. So the first thing they're going to do is go in, they're going to perform keyword research for this particular topic, find keywords, the parent keyword, which is the primary keyword, and then any secondary child keywords, LSI keywords, so synonyms. And he places all of those that would be related to this article in here. We do YouTube keywords, which are usually the same as any of the parent keywords or child keywords, but we might add in some specific ones that we would only use on YouTube. We select any playlists that we might need to add it to for YouTube videos, and that's pretty much it for this first topic information page. All right. Once this is done, Ife is going to mark off his task, and then it's going to kick off this information to Ian. What happens is Ian then takes that information and reviews everything to make sure that it all lines up, that we're not targeting keywords that we don't need to target, that we don't, have links in there that we're not trying to target, or whatever you're trying to do for that first step, right? So he's going to either approve it, so he'll check it off and it'll move it to this stage 4, or he'll actually write some information in here and then he'll unmark it, which sends it back to Ife. So that way it's back in his inbox for him to complete. Once it's finally completed and approved though, then it's sent over to me, where I'm basically going to look at the outline that we've put together, the topics and subtopics for the article that we're going to put together, and make sure that it lines up the way that I want it to for you guys out here, right? So this video I'm shooting right now, I've reviewed this and looked at it and said, okay, this information's good. Now we're going to move it on to the next stage, right? So if I have any issues with it, I'll type in whatever issues I have with the content, they'll make adjustments to the plan, and then they'll push it back forward again. So if I need to, I can shoot a video on Loom, and then I can just add that URL right here, and anybody down here in the rest of this process or anybody above me is able to see that video. So once I approve everything and everything's submitted, then we go into the actual outline and script creation for the blog and YouTube videos. So we'll create an outline of the article, we'll have the title, we'll have all of the subsections that will go into that article, and then bullet points beneath each subsection so that way we know what to talk about, right? Again, that is pushed forward to me and Ian. Once it's approved, or if we have any issues, we type in whatever issues, they kick it back. Once it's kicked back and we don't have any issues, then we move forward to the next piece. All right, so now we're going to get into the blog creative elements and thumbnail creation. So there's images or graphics that we put inside of the blog. This is where that planning phase starts. We also have a thumbnail that we do for the YouTube video. That's where this planning phase starts. At the same time, these two tasks are actually able to go off at the same time. I'm going to be shooting the raw video, right? So the raw footage, like I'm shooting right now for a YouTube video. Once that raw footage is shot, then we're going to basically upload that to Google Drive, which we can actually see is done right here. We have a link that's already placed in here. I just click that link. If I open it up, you guys will see, well, it's actually not going to show because this is the planning phase. This is actually the builder for Process Tree. So it's not going to show you the folder, but what it would do is it's actually going to open up Google Drive with the associated folder that we have inside of Google Drive for this specific task. And that takes some work. You do have to create a Zapier connection for that to actually happen, but it's not impossible. So if you guys do decide to get Process Tree, just know Zapier is going to be one of your best friends. So after I'm done, you can see we have here, because we do giveaways all the time. If it's a giveaway, I'll select yes. And so that way my team knows to make sure that we find the person who wins and send them a message, or that way we know to look out for that person. And then I upload the raw video, then I click the next checkbox and it kicks off the raw video to everybody else. So now what happens? Well, creative elements and thumbnail have probably already been submitted, or at least their first drafts have been submitted. The raw footage is submitted. Now what we're going to do is it's going to kick off another task. So you won't see it in right here because you see social post planning, copy, social copy, first draft. So once I kick off this task right here, it's actually going to create another checklist that'll send off information to our video editor and anybody else who might be associated, letting them know, hey, number one, the raw footage is there. You can begin your task, and any instructions that we might have for that video editor for that video. So then the videos, it goes through a completely different process where we review the video and then we resubmit it, make any adjustments to the video, review it again, and then it is finally ready to be posted, right? We have all the description done, we have the video done, we have our blog article done, all of our creative elements done. So everything's pretty much ready to go. So now what we have to do is we like to plan a social post that goes out to also promote that article, right? So we create all of our social posts, and you can see social post planning. We do our first drafts, we do our creative first draft, and then we review everything, right? Once all of that's done, then you can see all of the scheduling tasks go out for each platform, as well as a quality assessment, meaning we look through the content and make sure that it aligns with everything that we were trying to do for this specific article. But after that, we get the article up and going, and then the video up and running, and then from there, we really just do an assessment later on. So we come back, say after 2 weeks or a month, and look at how that article performed to tell us basically how we should set up new content in the future around that topic. And if you're still wondering whether you should be outsourcing your marketing campaigns, or what you should be outsourcing, or how you should be going about it, then definitely check out this video up here in the top right hand corner. It's going to be all about those topics. Finally, I want to wrap up with 2 more tools that we use to actually make this process automated. And if you guys aren't familiar, then you need to check these out. But it's basically Zapier and IFTTT. All right. And basically that's if this, then that. That's what IFTTT stands for. And then Zapier is also the same type of thing. So what these platforms or softwares really do is, say you need a Google spreadsheet created every time I go into Process Street and upload a new project. What it does is when a new project is created inside of Process Street, it sends over a trigger automatically to Google Sheets and your Google Drive and creates that sheet for you automatically. So you guys saw when we had that here button where I could go and upload the video to that Google Drive folder. That was a Zapier connection. We actually have it to where whenever we create a new piece of content using Process Street or start planning a new piece of content using Process Street, it automatically kicks off over to Google Drive and creates a new folder and subtasks for that folder. And something like IFTTT actually allows you to auto post things to different platforms. So for example, if you had a blog article, you can actually use IFTTT to post that blog article to WordPress for you automatically. Now, in my opinion, this isn't the most effective way to do it because you're not going to get it uploaded the exact way you might like. So I recommend doing manual uploading for things like blog content unless you have a platform where you can manually upload it directly on the platform and it looks exactly like it would when you upload it to the CMS that you're using. So quick side note, that's actually why we're switching over to CoSchedule instead of Process Street, because CoSchedule actually uses a lot of connections that are meant to be for marketing agencies. Now, that doesn't mean Process Street is bad. It definitely works, but we found CoSchedule to be a little bit more effective for what we're trying to do as an agency. So that's why we're making that switch. But keep in mind, none of these processes actually change. We're pretty much going to use the exact same process. We're just going to be doing it on a different software. But guys, that is it for today's video. I know it can seem kind of confusing and it can definitely be a lot of work to get your processes and workflows built out, but I promise you, by the time you get done and you actually start putting out jobs for all of your contractors, you'll realize how worth it really is and how effective it is for you to have these processes in place. But like I said, that is it for this one. Make sure you go right below this video in the description. We have left that promo code for you guys to get $50 off your first outsourcing job or freelancer that you hire. But since that's it, I'm gonna get out of here and I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye guys.
Ready to start living the six-figure work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out.